Hello, hello, hello. This is Gresh from the I Am CEO podcast, CB Nation, and Blue 16 Media, and I'm super excited to share with you something that I've been thinking about doing, but I decided to, hey, just take the plunge to create this piece of content. And the reason that I wanted to create this video was largely because I've talked about different aspects of how you can leverage and create content using AI, everything from newsletter to using and creating and improving a real estate listing. But I wanted to pretty much give you a rundown of a lot of different ways. And when I say a lot, I mean over 30 different ways you can leverage AI to create content. And I'm going to do this using one tool called Writesonic. And the reason that I wanted to leverage this, and I consider this to be what I call a CEO hack, which is an app, a book, or habit that can make you be more effective and efficient in your organization and in your business, is because they're a crop of all-in-one AI tools that are leveraging and connecting to chat GPTs so that you can have somewhat of an easy button to leverage and create content. One of the really big and cool things that I like about Writesonic, and you'll see as I go through these videos, through this video, is that it allows you to kind of hit an easy button to figure out what brand and what voice you want to use when creating this content. So as you know, the whole big thing around AI, and it's very, very competitive, is whether or not it's going to be something that is going to replace people, replace jobs. I'm super optimistic in that I think that it's not going to be, as people say, people losing their jobs, but it's going to be potentially a person leveraging AI and understanding AI that's going to potentially take the opportunity that you might have. So I'm really big proponent and really bullish on that not being something that's going to replace people, but people that understand it and are able to leverage it and definitely do something called prompt engineering extremely well are going to be able to get ahead. And I think that's one of the things with communication that needs to be done extremely well. So I'm going to delve down a little bit deeper into each of these different ways. I have a broad category of different ways and different types of content that I want to create. So I'm going to share that with you in a little bit. But before we jump in, please subscribe if you enjoy this content. You can click the button below. But also, please check out our free and our premium newsletter. We share CEO hacks there. In our premium newsletter, we go a little bit deeper into how actually you as a CEO, entrepreneur, and business owner can leverage these tools, some of these tools each and every week. And you can find out, of course, about some other CEO hacks that we have on our site as well too. But with that being said, I say, why not just jump a little bit more into what this content looks like and what this could be. So with this, I wanted to break down basically 9 different ways and different types of content that you can create. I created these broad categories just so that we don't get lost in the sauce, so to speak, and you can figure out, okay, this is the type of content that I want to create, and this is what I want to do. Because one of the biggest things that you want to do, especially with all AI tools, but especially this, is know what you're using and leveraging the AI tool for. I think that's where people get caught off guard and lost, is because they say that an AI tool can do X, Y, and Z, and A, B, and C, and they're like, okay, that could potentially replace me. But you only want to leverage the tool if it's going to help you to be more effective and efficient. That's what makes it a CEO hack. So very quickly, here's the different categories that I came up with. Writesonic has its own categories that it uses as well. But we have articles and blogs. We have ads, marketing, and social. General writing information, e-commerce. Then we have website copy, business copy, sales copy. We have general ideas, and then other. So these are just general categories that I decided and I felt like kind of fit in, because you can do many things, especially with the general category, the general writing, to figure out exactly how you want to create that content and have it update and kind of improve the writing that you're creating. But again, you want to make sure that you understand that I'm definitely a proponent of leveraging AI to save time, but it's not going to replace the things that you do. If you're trying to create something that is going to be your piece of art, you can leverage AI to be able to help complement that. But again, let your creativity and let the thing that is your secret sauce shine as much as possible. So with that being said, we're going to jump right into exactly how we're going to do this. So as you know, You have a link below in the show notes to be able to check out Writesonic. You're going to click on Writesonic. You can check out, of course, other AI tools that we have and other tools in general that can make you more effective and efficient, from books to podcasts, sales, software, all different things. But once you go to Writesonic, you're going to be brought to the home page. From the home page, you're going to be able to start creating completely for free. So you test out the free trial, you get a certain amount of words, and then from there, you'll be able to start using some of the tools that I'm talking about. If, of course, you have a plan already, then you can go ahead and sign up, and then you just take it from there. But this gives you some ideas of some of the things that it could do. 100 different powerful features. Like I mentioned, I'm not going to go through all 100, but I'm going to use probably about 30 or so actionable things that I think will be really cool for you to leverage and do. But know that Writesonic is constantly changing, so there's lots of different tools, lots of different ways that you can use it and leverage it, and just go from there. So after you leverage that, what you're going to do is simply sign in. When you sign in, you're going to be brought to this page. There's other different tools that they're testing out and using. As of the time of this recording, we have Bot-Sonic, which is now becoming its own tool. It's something that you can use as well too, and I think they even have Photosonic as well too, which they've used to create photos. But just for the sake of this, we're going to go into our very first piece of content, which is going to be a blog post. So I'm going to use this search tool, and you could literally type in what type of content you want to create. And we're going to go right to the AI article writer. So just for the sake of this, I'm going to go pretty fast through all of this, but just to let you know, you can always slow this down. I'm going to take a roundup post in an article that has already been written on our site, and I want to just see how the improvements of this is going to be. So let's just do a post on entrepreneurs share what they would tell their younger business self. And from there, we're going to do keywords: entrepreneur, business, CEO, advice, business knowledge, and I'll say CEO notes. And we're going to hit next. And then from there, we're going to be able to choose a specific tone of voice that you decide that you want to leverage. So we'll keep it professional. You can take it from a first person point of view, second or third. Call to actions: check out and subscribe to our newsletter for more information. And you gotta love the ability to be able to quickly check your spelling. You get to choose what type of content you want to leverage. I'm going to say let's go ahead to generate ideas. Let's generate some ideas. And there we go. We have 3 different ideas: wisdom unveiled, entrepreneur time travel, becoming your own mentor. I like this, becoming your own mentor. So we're going to select that. And we want to get an outline. And one of the beautiful things is that a lot of this is really structured around not having you leverage ChatGPT, because a lot of times in ChatGPT you have to re-enter these things. This is going to be a little bit more of an easy button. So you can click this button to select individual outlines, but just for the sake of this, I'm going to basically leverage. I'm going to talk about mentorship along the journey, and you see it already has a breakdown, so let's go ahead and generate an article for our site. So you click that button, and just like that, it's typing it literally as we are speaking. And this is written in a first person point of view, because in the beginning we selected the first person point of view, but know that you can, of course, use something that's a little bit more third person point of view. For example, a post like this might be really great to complement our blog posts, where we usually write a different paragraph, but to make it a little bit more personable, maybe you're going to add this into an existing piece of content that has already been created. So I think that's one of the really beautiful things about this, is you're going to be able to leverage this to be able to complement some of the posts and articles that you're gonna go through. So of course, you want to make sure that you're reading this. I think one of the really cool tools that you can use is that brand piece. That brand piece is going to allow you the opportunity to really create content in your voice as well too. What you do is you'll upload, and I won't do it through this video, but you could upload a piece of content that's really your voice, or even a voice potentially you want to emulate, and make your content very similar to, and then you could go from there towards actually creating that. So this is still kind of humming along and creating more and more content from us, for us, which is awesome. And even this, especially if you're complimenting a post like this, this gives you some really specific examples of people who have self-mentored. But maybe that's where, we could put in the information from the 30 entrepreneurs as well too. And one of the big things we want to make sure is that, we add in the call to action at the end. So that's basically it. You can regenerate the post. You can, share your document, create a public link, Word document, PDF, HTML. You can export it to WordPress.org, WordPress.com, Zapier, so many different things. But at the end of the day, we have that piece of content that's really for us to use. And just like that, we have a blog post. So that's going to be the very first piece of content that we have. So now if we go back to the library, the next thing I wanted to do was an instant article. So this is going to be even quicker. So what I'm going to do is just use the same topic and just say, let's create a quick post. And it's going to basically give us the opportunity to create something really quickly. This is, again, the more details and the more information that you're going to provide to the AI, the more beneficial it's going to be for you to be able to create that content. If you are doing something like this, you're going to find that it's not going to be, I think, as necessarily, I believe, as creative and innovative, but just like that, as it was typing through and creating the content, you're going to be able to do this so much quicker. To me, it doesn't necessarily have the depth of the other article, because you went through, you decided how you want it laid out, you did a lot more planning. Again, it's expediting that overall framework that you have when you write, but it gives you the details that you can have to do this. So again, just like that, snap of a finger, we have another piece of content that we're creating. One of the really cool things that you could do too is use what's called the keyword extractor. From the keyword extractor, you could actually take this piece of content and you can find out the keywords that you want to create. So I'm going to do test keyword extractor. And I'm just going to take this paragraph instead. So we need about 300 characters. It's probably going to be a little bit long. And we'll just use this. You can select premium. The differences between premium and superiors. Premium is going to take less characters, and it uses ChatGPT for it. And then all of a sudden you get the keywords that are going to be extracted. So again, another piece of content is going to tell you a little bit more about the keywords that you're using. Really powerful if you want to kind of do a dive into what keywords might be useful for people that are searching for this. So if you're doing any SEO campaigns and you want to get an idea of like what the keywords might be, that's going to be really cool. So those are quick 4 things that you could use to leverage articles and blogs to create that content. Obviously, you can create any types of content with this. I'm going to delve a little bit deeper into other types of content, but the big point is that if you're thinking about creating an article, you're thinking about creating a blog, those are 4 different ways that just with that, you can use this to create that content. So from there, we're going to delve a little bit more into ads in social media. So I'm going to start off with a TikTok video script, a TikTok video hook. So if you're using it to create content, you can say, okay, I want to create something on the what would business owners tell their younger business selves. And we're going to use this content. And you can actually create more, so I'm going to add in a little bit more just to see what they say, what's said. And let's delete this last message. And so we're going to do, again, premium, so we're going to do ChatGPT 3.5, and let's generate a script. So this is something you want to leverage as why you're creating this content. I'm really taking this piece of content and as much as possible going to try to repurpose it for the sake of this so that you have an idea of exactly how to leverage it. So there we go. Just like that, we have TikTok video scripts that we can use. Hey TikTok fam, have you ever wondered what successful entrepreneurs would say to their young business selves if they could travel back in time? Well, grab a seat because I'm about to spill all the juice advice they wish that they had known earlier in their careers. And then you literally have somebody step into a time machine. So all this is really laid out so that you don't have to write and create that script, which I think is really cool. It's really short, just because it's going to provide you the opportunity to, again, be able to kind of create that content really, really well. So that, again, is another piece of content that you can create pretty quickly. And then we're going to go into more social media posts. So if you think about it, you could do everything from creating ads. Let's just say I want to do a Google ad that goes directly there. You can create a Google ad title and you could send them directly there. So let's just say CB Nation, blog content, videos, and podcasts help CEOs, entrepreneurs, and business owners succeed. And keyword that we really want to target is entrepreneurship. And maybe that should probably work. And then this is the brand voice where you're going to be able to add in a new brand voice based off of, you know, a link to your site where it scrapes your entire website or potentially content that's been created that you want to emulate that brand voice. And so we're just going to generate that content. Doesn't have to be added, but it is something that's cool. So there we go. We have titles automatically that are created from this. Now, if I want to take this, let's just say I like the Ignite Your Entrepreneurial Spirit. Ignite Your Entrepreneurial Spirit. So if I write that, then one pretty cool thing I could do is I could come back and I could say, okay, I have my title. Let me get my description. And we're going to do CB Nation again. CB Nation helps CEOs, entrepreneurs, and business owners. And I'm going to make this even easier. I'm going to pull the content from the site. this. Description. Again, we could choose the brand voice. We could choose different keywords that we want now. Blogs, podcasts, videos, CEOs, entrepreneurs, business owners. You could search keywords if you want to search for a specific keyword to add. But just for the sake of this, we're going to do 3 outputs. And then from there, we get our description. So again, this is just another way for people to be able to kind of create ad content. You can literally go through and create so many different types of content, social media content. So if I want to post something, especially for this, it might be on LinkedIn. You could do a LinkedIn ad, but I want to do a LinkedIn post potentially too. And I might say this exact title and excited. You can pick the tone of voice that you want. I'll do excited, and let's just generate 3 different. Types of content that could go live on LinkedIn. And there we go. We have our LinkedIn content that's created right there. And of course, I probably wouldn't use this one since this is reference content, but you know, you have your hook, you have your information, and then you have a post that's created there. So you could just, this even gives you an opportunity to kind of enter and add the link to the post. But that's another really big piece of content that you could leverage to create. So those are just some different ways that you can leverage this to create content. Like I mentioned, I wasn't going through each of the different ones, but again, through Writesonic, there's lots of different things. Twitter, Instagram captions, trending hashtags. They even include YouTube there, so YouTube hooks, video description, all different ways that you can leverage this to be able to create that content. So now we're going to go a little bit more into the general writing category. They have general writing, but I've kind of made it broader because I think that if you wanted to, for example, change the tone of your content, you could do that as well too. So I'm going to copy and paste some of this. Let's just do this here. And I want this to be tone. This one you're going to type in tone. Friendly. Friendly. And excited. Business. Mentor. And let's generate this. And it can take a little while, I think, using the superior ChatGPT 4 sometimes can give you a quicker response. As you see, the speed of it can be a little slower, but it can give you more information. So, and then it said, hey there, inspired entrepreneurs, I'm thrilled to share with you some insights that many successful business owners have expressed, wishing they know a little bit earlier in time. So again, it kind of changes the voice of being more or less, let me teach you to more like this is friendly. This could be very cool and interesting to even use for videos, especially if you want to take a piece of video and basically change the tone so that it ends up being something that's a little bit more friendly. You can leverage that to do too. So that's going to be pretty awesome. If, for example, I wanted to take the content and completely translate it, you could translate it into a different language. You could do that too. So let's copy and paste this in. And from there, we'll go ahead and translate it and see what that content would be. Oh, and you have to change, of course, the language. So let's go from English to Spanish. And there we go. We have our content that's created here. So again, another quick way you can take your content and literally go through. Of course, like with everything else, you want to make sure that you go through and review it. Make sure that it's accurate. But again, it's going to help you to save a lot of time by putting these things together. So we talked about translating. Now we want to get into what are the SEO tags that we should be using. So if we have a blog post, we want to get the title tag and meta description. You can leverage each differently, or you can leverage the SEO meta tag on different ways. You can do that on a product page, home page. You can also just get a list of phrases that could be helpful to help your site rank. But again, we're going to go a little bit more into how we've been creating this content before and how we could take this piece of content and create more and more content. So we're going to use the whole. And we want to include this again. And entrepreneur, business owner, CEO, advice, nuggets, and let's do wisdom. We're going to go back to having this in English, and let's generate this. And there we go. We have our title tag. We have our meta description that we can use for the content that's on the site. So again, now we're able to go through and update this on the back end of the website to make it more SEO friendly. So let's just say that we don't have content that's been created and we want to create more and more content, or we feel like we need to add something more. So that's where we're able to go through and extend the text. So with the text extender, you can literally go through and type in a sentence, if that, and then just have it, really start to create more and more content and information for you. So, CEO, entrepreneur. Number of lines, let's do 4 lines. Again, if you have it in a certain voice, you can create that. Let's do 3 outputs. Let's see, let's make this friendly. See if it'll let us go. So it required that we put in a brand voice for the sake of this. What you want to probably do is create that brand voice so that you can be consistent with the voice that you're using. And there we go. As an entrepreneur, it's not uncommon to look back on our journey and think about things we wish we had known earlier. So it goes through these different things. It gives you that perspective. But again, I probably wouldn't put as a friendly writer. But, again, it's trying to step into that perspective. So this is where you go through and you edit it and you make sure that it's exactly what you want. But again, you take this sentence and then you create 4 lines and then you just kind of go from there. It gets you, especially if you're having any type of writer's block or things like that, you're going to be able to leverage the content to do there. And as you see, this gives you more insight into like the types of content that were created, so you can see the history of everything too. So if you have really, really long content and you're saying, okay, this is way too long, I want to do the opposite of what I just did, you're gonna shorten your content. So we're gonna go through and we're gonna take this content, we're gonna copy some of it. I'm sure it's not gonna allow us to take it all. We have about 1,000 characters, so we'll just copy and paste this, and let's just see how long it goes. And what we'll probably do is be able to generate this and see if it also allows you to, requires you to put your brand voice in. So it doesn't do that. So boom, you have your too long didn't read content literally right in front of you. That gives you that detail to be able to kind of shorten that content pretty quickly, which is pretty awesome. But let's just say your audience is someone that really is captivated by stories. So instead of writing something that doesn't speak directly to them, you want to create something that does speak directly to them and their mission, their vision. I'm going to use the inspirational um, tone of voice, and we're going to create what is going to eventually be something that I think speaks to people, really gets them tied in and connected. Um, with the saying is stories sell. So understanding that you might have not enough hours in the day, you just want to be able to have the content that you're created be changed into something that's a little bit more flowing, that has that conversation, but also can captivate your audience. I think it's going to be completely huge. So once upon a time in a bustling city, there lived a young and ambitious entrepreneur named Alex. From a very young age, Alex has always dreamt of building a successful business empire. He would spend hours reading books on entrepreneurship and then seminars, even taking online courses to learn from the best in the industry. And there we go. We just start to see that story being told. So you really get that flow. And again, this is content that can be added to that blog post, but maybe it's content that's going to be within a faceless video that's created. So you really want to think outside the box on how to leverage, these different tools to be able to create that content overall. So if you have created this blog post, you maybe created that video, you take the story and create that video, how are you going to get that information out there? One of the tried but true ways is going to send emails and information to people. So they have emails, they have cold emails or kind of your generic emails that you can send. And what I want to do is just say, hey, I'm going to go with what they put in, Elon Musk, founder and CEO. I want to share this blog post with you because there's loads of great content I think would be helpful for you along your journey. Check it out. And let's generate that and see what type of post that it creates for us so that we can again leverage this to kind of get your name, the blog, the content that you've created out there. Or if you're thinking about creating any type of email period, you can use this to leverage and create that content. So hey Elon, the reason I thought of you while reading this article is there's a treasure trove of content, has a link that you can add in. So again, different ways that you can do this to copy and paste this in. It even, one of these even breaks down, one of the sales tips where, your attention, interest, desire, action. So of course you wouldn't want to try to include those in there, but gives you an idea of like why the types of content were included overall. So now, let's just say you've written the content, you don't like exactly how it's come out. So what you want to do is take your existing content and rewrite it so that it's more SEO friendly potentially. So I'm going to take not all of this content, we'll take the intro, and I want to include this in here. Keywords that I want to include are CEO hack, CEO nugget, advice, goals, focus. Let's just say I'm going to put in sports just to say I want to add in sports, mentors, something like that. So let's rewrite this. I'm just going to see, what different keywords you can kind of play with to have it rewrite it. So if the content is exactly not what you're hoping for, you can leverage this to be able to create something that's going to be a little better. So there you go, just like that. It rewrites this content in different ways using some of these keywords. Let's just see if it uses the word sports. So it has some, but if I wanted to really change this a lot more, I might not have the words that were included already. If I really wanted to pivot this entire piece of content, or if you find a piece of content that maybe you want to have rewritten, you're able to do that, or even the piece of content that you've written for specific SEO terms, potentially you can leverage this tool, which is pretty awesome. And then the last tool that you can use for general writing, and the reason this is all under general writing is because, again, you can use this in any type of writing that I think you need to do, is going to be your conclusion writer. So we have 6,000 to post the entire article here. So I'm going to do my best to see how much I can post here. And we're going to see if it gives us a conclusion. So it doesn't let us do all of them just because of the sheer amount of content that's there. But what we're going to be able to do is just get a call to action or a specific conclusion at the end of the content. So there we go. We just take this, and we have 3 different ways that we can use this and leverage this to create some type of content. So that's pretty exciting overall. From there, we're going to go more into each of the different tools that are available to you for e-commerce. So if you're doing any type of e-commerce, as you see, there's different tools here. The big ones that I want to focus on are more product description. So let's just say we're going to do something that is CBNation expert. Share your expert advice with a subscription to CBNation expert. Or actually, let's do something a little bit more. And we'll just type that in. So really, if you have a lot of ideas, you can just sign up. You can just start to create this. I think it starts to give you some ideas. You can take these ideas, run with it. You can take these ideas or leave. But again, you can put keywords there if there are certain keywords that you want to check out. But again, this is a product description. But if we want to get a little bit more into how do we create an Amazon account, an Amazon product, then we'll go to Amazon product description, and then we can go through and create the Amazon product description. So I'm going to use something a little bit different for this one. And we're actually going to go to imcoloring.com. So if we were to sell this on Amazon, then this is what we would want to kind of showcase is one of the tools that we have. So there we go. We have our I Am Coloring book. Coloring book. Put in a short description. And coloring business book, motivation, self-help, peace, something like that. And we want to be creative. I think that's one of the best things that you could do. And we'll create, another piece of e-commerce content based off of that. So if that wants to be and go on to Amazon, you'll be able to do that. And it has a lot of the details that it has been written so that you can check out this. And again, it has a little bit more call to action so you can improve the overall copy that's on pages of the text on your e-commerce site or potentially on Amazon. So that's going to be two different ways that you can use it for e-commerce, and then we're going to go a little bit more into the website copy. So let's talk about landing page, both the headline and also the pages themselves. So let's just say I want to create a landing page for the I Am Coloring book, business book. We're going to take this content that's here, and from there we're going to enter this in here. We're going to check some of the descriptions. Reduce stress. Actually, let's just say 16 pages content. Say digital, physical copies available, and inspirational pages. So we'll generate this. Each page. Times. So there we go. So we have to include this in our description. And this is going to be content that we can use for the landing page of the I Am Coloring book. And it might take a little bit of time, but there we go. So we have our I Am Coloring book, some things that could be included there. So again, just to improve the overall book so that the landing page for the book, the content, and things from there. But if you just wanted to, not necessarily use all of that, you might take this and leverage it to be used just for the landing page. It's going to have something very similar. And we're going to put in the description from here. And we'll just generate just to see what type of headlines it might provide, and there we go. So color your way to success unless you're a creative genius. So very more captivating ways that you can create the content just to improve your overall copy on the website. So from there, we're going to shift a little bit more into 4 things that can help you to create business copy. So if we're creating business copy, the first thing that we want to do, if we're looking for people that are going to work for the organization that we're working for, then we're going to look for a job description generator, and we're going to say CB Nation. We're going to use the content that is on this page, and this is a remote position. Let's just say team player, great communication skills. And let's just generate that. And as you see, like as the words are being created, there's less and less balance that's happening. So that's how they kind of keep track. But there you go. You just have details. The more details that you provide, the better off the content's going to be written. So if you want to put more as far as the job role, then you can of course do that. And I think that's one of the cool things is that it'll at least get you started. But of course, if you have all the people that are on the team, they want to know exactly where they're going, and you want to probably describe exactly who the people are on your team. So you'll use this to create company bio. So say CB Nation. And let's see, we're going to create that again. We're going to do excited. It's going to go on the website, and this is the information we're going to use to create that. So there's going to be more bios for the company that you're going to be able to use. And again, it's a little bit more excited about, the type of content that can be created, what you can find there. Talks about the mission. I really like this one a little bit more. It's less storytelling, more, this is who we are and what it is that we do. So that's, one way that you can use it to create. I wouldn't say company bios as much as a general description of what the company does is a better way to describe it. But you can get more into the weeds if you want to figure out what the company mission is going to be. You want a clear and concise, mission. Again, you're going to describe exactly what it is that the company does, and you'll be able to put a description in, and just like that, you'll get the company mission that you want to share that's on your site. So it gives you a mission that you're able to do, but maybe you feel as if the mission's intact, or maybe you have the mission intact, you really want to take it to the next level, where you want to say, okay, this is not just our mission, but this is where we're going as an organization, that's going to attract people when they come to the organization. So this is going to be an opportunity for you to create your vision for the organization. And this might be something that really is going to be great for you to do when you're thinking about how you can entice people to apply, entice people to be part of the team, but also on a deeper level, maybe get people bought in on the things that you're doing on a regular basis and where you're ultimately going. So I think it helps to create a strong synergy and a strong connectedness amongst the team. So those are going to be the four things. You have your job description, company information, mission, vision, and then we're going to go a little bit more into sales copy. So after you get your organization in place, you need to make sure that you're bringing home the bacon, so to speak. So you're going to look at how you're going to leverage different pieces of content so that you can create the call to action that you're hoping for. So with that being said, what we want to do is leverage, let's leverage this call to action that we're using on the home page of our site, on one of our sites. And we're going to put let's just see what this does. So we're going to be able to describe, we're trying to entice people to come to our newsletter, Supercharge Your Business Now. Sign up for exclusive insights showing the ranks of CEOs and business owners. Don't miss out. Click here to level up. So again, these are just ways to improve your call to action. That's on the website. Maybe you take this for existing call to action and see how you can continue to kind of improve it. Which is pretty awesome to be able to again have that used in such a different way, but also know that pain, agitate, solutions. Again, if you're able to describe exactly what it is that you do, having it broken down into this is the pain, this is agitated, this is how you provide those solutions is a really good formula that you can leverage and use. So we're going to take that same exact copy and put that into that formula, and it tells you tired or struggling to grow your business. It can be frustrating when you put in all the time, effort, resources into your business only to see minimal results. You've tried everything to increase your visibility, find the right resources, and make valuable connections, but somehow success still feels out of reach. Solution. Here's the introduction to CB Nation, and this is how it's going to help you to succeed. So again, maybe this longer copy that you want to use this for, but again, taking that to create sales copy is going to be a really big thing. And one of the things that often we don't do or can not do as well too is when we don't realize the bells and whistles of the things that we do, we want to take that and show the benefits that we provide. So with this ebook, for example, I'm going to use this one. We're going to take this and we want to make it into features. Peace and relaxation. Reducing for CEOs, entrepreneurs. Business owners. And we're going to generate this. And just like that, you find peace, improve mental health, experience mental well-being, increase productivity, success rate. So really speaking directly to those benefits that you're providing through the power of adult coloring, you can reduce your stress level. So really talking about those specific things that are going to be as a result of using this. So you want to, we get so obsessed with the features of what we have, but really we want to showcase how that benefits. So I love how this helps to translate towards those tools. So now we're going to transition from the sales into 4 ideas that you can use. So if you are potentially just starting out, maybe you're not even sure what you want to do and what you would call it. So let's just go, what might be some catchy and exciting names for the thing that you do. So let's just take the coloring book. Coloring, stress relief, relaxation, mental health. And let's generate this and see what we come up with some different names. Tranquil tones, mindful colors, creative CEO, that's pretty cool. Zen color, that's really awesome. So I actually might want to cut off some of these just in case they end up being something that I want to run with. Serene strokes, so this just gives you some different names that you can use to name your product, which I think is pretty cool. We can get in a rut or not have that creative bone, so to speak. Again, we can leverage AI to be able to do that. What about growth ideas? How about how can you grow your organization? So let's just take the I Am CEO coloring book, or actually let's go to CB Nation. I think it's more excited for CB Nation and see what might be some really cool ways to grow CB Nation that it comes up with. CEOs. business and want to level up. So see what growth ideas you might have to kind of grow your business. So here we go. So virtual reality business coaching experience, online reality TV show, the CEO challenge, the growth idea, a virtual reality experience called CEO VR Masterclass. All pretty cool ideas that you get just like that, which is what's pretty cool about this. If you are wanting to create what are called listicles, there's a way for you to do that. And let's just do entrepreneurs. And let's create that listicle, which is kind of a list of different things that give you some ideas on what exactly you could do. They perform really, really well on social media. So these listicles can be a really cool concept to do. So 10 game-changing pieces of content for entrepreneurs that will skyrocket your success. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals. Embrace failure as a stepping stone. Master the art of time management. So those are really cool things. I want to do another little cool one. Let's do places to travel for entrepreneurs. And let's just do what might be some really cool places that entrepreneurs can go through to travel, which I think, thinking about, getting away and recharging is so important. So getting that opportunity to do that, boom, just like that, you have some different ways. And this is more places. So this is where, sometimes language plays a really big part. Not having that word vacation really made a difference, because it talked a lot about different places that you want to go to, like Silicon Valley and places like that. But if you're trying to maybe get some space and get some time away, that probably won't be one of the best places to go necessarily if you're trying to get away from the hustle and bustle. So maybe it is. So it comes up, it says that that's the way to go if you travel. I guess you're always on, so you don't need to. But the Bali is the next one, which lets you kind of have that entrepreneur community, and you get to get away. I guess you can travel and still, kind of get away, which is pretty cool. Next, we're going to go to what I'm doing right now, which is video creation. So if you're trying to say, hey, I know I really want to make something on YouTube, not really sure what I want to do, let's just go to business coloring book, business coloring and benefits of business coloring. We'll probably do the tone of voice funny. Let's just see what we come up with. What are some different ideas that we might have for a business coloring book? And there we go. So in this video, we'll explore the unexpected benefits of business coloring into your daily routine. So those are just some really cool funny office pranks. In this video, we'll explore how business color can unleash your inner artist. At a touch of your workplace, we'll showcase funny office pranks using colored markers, highlighters, sticky notes, turning your office to a vibrant, hilarious masterpiece. Coloring outside the cubicle, funny business coloring challenges. So just different things and different ideas. Again, you can tap into, which might be really cool for you to leverage. So those are 4 ideas that you can use to really leverage. And then after we get our ideas, we're going to go into more the miscellaneous section. I call it other. So let's start it out with something that is completely different. Song lyrics. So entrepreneur journey. Let's do rap. And let's generate a song, which is pretty cool. So if you want to create a song, maybe a jingle for your organization or your business, maybe you can leverage this tool to use that. It's obviously something that's a little bit more outside of the box. If you're not using it for your business, maybe you just want to create a song for your significant other. You have an opportunity to do that. I started from the bottom, now I'm on the rise. And entrepreneur's journey is different than all our lives. I hustle, I grind, never stop, never quit, working day and night. That's the entrepreneur fit. I got a vision, a dream. I'm chasing my goals, no time for doubt. So that's all the details that you have going on from there. So then we can use this to respond to reviews. So if we have a positive or negative review, then we can leverage that. Patient and would like a refund. So let's just say it's a negative review. Obviously, this is very fictional. Let's do CBNation at CBNation.co. And this is just a response that you can write to them or anybody that has any types of reviews. And the last two we're going to go through is going to be Analogy Maker. And the content we want to create an analogy for is CB Nation. So let's create an analogy for CB Nation to describe a little bit about what it's like. So let's put a description of CB Nation is like a bustling marketplace. It's like a bustling city. It's like a bustling marketplace filled with, and that's okay. Let's try this one. And this coloring book is like a refreshing spa day. It's like coloring book craze. It's a copywriter. Like a coloring book for CEOs. I like the spa day. It's like a spa day for you. So again, just if you're trying to compare what it is that you're doing to something else, you can leverage this to use this. And so the last thing that I wanted to do was to give you an idea of exactly how you can use this for other types of content. So if you're thinking about press releases, facts, FAQs, pro cons lists, essays, you can use something called Chatsonic to be able to create content very much so like ChatGPT. I wanted to show this later on because I felt like there might be better use for it if you were not sure of these different tools that were already there. So you can go through and leverage different prompts that are already there to do this. And you see, you can discover your brand voice. You can go through all of these different things, which I think is pretty cool. You can do a monthly content calendar, keyword finder. So a lot of the things that are already there. But with that being said, I want to do a completely new chat, and we're going to go through and say, write a press release for I Am CEO Business Coloring Book. And I think I'll be able to add the link in, and I can enhance this prompt. And there we go, which can be found at, and we're going to do the product link, which is imcoloring.com. And just like that, it improves exactly what the prompt would be, which I think is pretty cool. If you're not really good at prompt writing, maybe this is going to be exactly what you're looking for. And then you're going to just press enter. And then see exactly how this is going to be created. I think the cool thing is it helps you to figure out exactly what you're trying to say, and then you can go through and improve that prompt. As you see, it took a very quick prompt and it improves it to a level that gives it more knowledge and information for it to be there. So this is everything that you have. And there you go. Just like that, you have a press release. And you can use this for many different things. If you want to create an FAQ, a pro, a con, essay, whatever that might be, you just want to put it there. So you could leverage this very similar to ChatGPT to be able to get exactly what you're looking for. So if you are still with me, that was a lot of content. We went over 30 different ways that you can leverage just Chatsonic to be able to create AI content. Like I mentioned, you can always click the link below to subscribe. You can always jump, of course, to whatever piece of content that you want to create, but just know that it always is so much easier when you have an idea of where you're going before you kind of jump in and get started, because you can become overwhelmed with all the different options that are out there. But just know that there is an easy button for you to do that. If you want to try out Chatsonic, you want to find out about other CEO hacks, or even subscribe to our newsletter so that you can find out about how you can actually leverage that, click the link in the show notes below. But thank you so much. I appreciate you. Hopefully I save you a little bit of time, even though I know you spent a little time with me. But have a phenomenal rest of the day.